is the 3 of clubs. That is the nut flush for Pastor.
Calling.
Shoves for 589,000.
I don't think I can fold this.
Max Altergott.
We raised 20 today.
He 3-bets him. He's got ace king. And around to Ike Haxton.
20 today.
Asks how much.
And you look at Gus Hansen in the background, just sweating on Isaac. He knows Isaac has had a bad day, doesn't have a lot of chips left. Gus is just saying, get him in, Isaac. Lose, I want to donate.
It's a hard game to get into sometimes.
And I'll tell you what, Isaac does have a hand that he can get in here, but he just selects to call. He's going to play this 3-way with his jacks. Let's see if Isaac can flop a monster again and somehow get himself stacked. Cool it like he has been a few times today. He's had a very unlucky day.
Well, Vogelsang with 10s, Haxton with jacks, Altergott with ace-king, 3 very big hands going into this flop. The pot, 69,000. The flop, it is a jack 5-3 flop, so that is a great flop for Ike Haxton, who checks.
He's going to slow play his set here. And they're not going to put him on a hand as strong as Jack's, Paul, because as we know, he's on the shorter stack. He's raising 3-bet in front of him. The standard play would be to 4-bet to try and get all your chips in there with Jacks, I would assume.
Will Altergott take a stab? He was the 3-bet aggressor pre-flop. He does take a shot.
24,000.
24,000. It's a small bet.
24,000.
Isaac did start the hand with 75 big blinds, so there is a little bit of room. Doesn't always have to 4-bet there.
How will he elect to play it? He just looked down at his chips just then. Will he call or will he raise?
I think calling is the right play.
Yeah, see 3 calls. Strange.
Well, he follows your instructions, Grant. Will Vogelsang now come into the pot? No, he will not. So he gets out of the way. Tell you what, Altergott doesn't want to see an ace or a king on the turn. You'd think I didn't mean that. The turn was an ace of clubs.
Well, it's funny, he did want to see an ace on the turn. Little does he know
that he actually doesn't.
Yes, that's right.
Well, that could cost him a fair amount of money. He checks.
It goes
and
check, check.
Wow, the river. Another ace. Well, Altergott here, this could cost him a lot of money.
It's going to cost him every single chip that Isaac has in his stack.
See 3 moves all in.
And I call.
Yeah, there it is. So Ike announces all in, and of course, Max says, I call. Why wouldn't you? Pretty big hand, ace-king.
134, I think.
And Ike Haxton, who was really having a tough time at this table, has won a huge pot here.
Yeah, he's only 300,000 down for the day now, Paul. He's laughing all the way to the bank.
Joe Gibbons
Raise.
has pocket 9s and has announced he's raising.
9s are a pretty strong hand, but I hope Joe knows he's 3-betting an under-the-gun raiser.
Vanessa Selps has king, queen of spades.
Selps is facing an under-the-gun raiser and a guy who 3-bet an under-the-gun raiser, so if she does play this hand, it's likely to be a 4-bet bluff.
She shoves.
Vanessa's sort of free-rolling by making this move. A lot of the time she'll win it pre-flop, and when she doesn't, she'll have decent equity against most hands with king, queen of spades.
Brian Colan has folded the big blind. Back on the initial raiser, Micah Raskin.
Raskin's still the chip leader, and this call would be for over half his stack. Plus, Vanessa's 4-bet looks so strong in this spot.
He's folded the ace-king.
Oh.
But Gibbons makes the call.
You can always count on Joe Gibbons to gamble up. He shows the 9s. Vanessa tables king, queen. Vanessa doesn't look too thrilled with this call.
Thought you would fold a smaller pair, slightly smaller pair.
That's Vanessa's way of saying, nice call, Joe.
She has got 2 overcards. It's almost 50-50. The flop is ace, queen, queen. Trips for Vanessa.
Should have called with ace king.
Yeah, she'd be tripling up now instead of just doubling up.
Wow, that guy with the 1.5%. Well, you need to give him a bonus, huh?
Just 0.5%. I should give
Vanessa's
him
in great shape to double up.
A jack on the turn changes nothing. Vanessa just has to fade the 2 remaining 9s in the deck.
She was looking for a 9.
I'm looking.
A 9 and only a 9, otherwise Vanessa will double up.
The river is a 9. Gibbons makes a full house and eliminates Vanessa Selpst.
It's hug
I just had
time.
a feeling, like a sick feeling about
This
that.
table's silly.
Nice playing.
Come on, bring it in for the real thing.
Good luck, guys.
Now we have Maneri on the button with the ace-3. He's putting in a 3-bet to 1850. He thinks Daniel's talking, must mean he's weak. Dario's been drinking from the fountain of 3-bets all day, but I don't think this one's going to get through. Bonyadi is clearly qualified to at least call. And Daniel Negreanu looks very intimidated close up.
Now there's serious action and serious money in the pot. Daniel goes quiet.
He's thinking if he can re-squeeze this and pick up the 45-25 out there already.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go for it. 1850. Oops, sorry.
He will
I think
call,
Tobias would do the same thing.
and we will go to the flop. Top pair for Daniel and the nut flush draw, but second set for Bonyadi.
What a flop this is. Everybody gets a piece of it. Bonyadi's loving it. Negreanu's ecstatic, and Maneri thinks he has the best hand. But little does he know, he's actually drawing dead. There's 6,000 chips out there. He's the pre-flop aggressor. He has top pair. I expect him to put more chips in this pot.
28.75.
That's exactly what he does. He announces the size of the bet.
He bets half of the pot over to Bonyadi with a set of 10s. Let's see if he tries to slow play this or bump it up and get the action started.
He's raising 7,100. What do you do if you're Negreanu's position here?
Negreanu started this hand with 40,000 in chips. Bonyadi is also sitting on right around that with 38,000. This could be a good spot to re-raise it, but he elects to just call, and now the action's back to Maneri, who clearly cannot continue with this hand.
Being sent a very clear message that his weak ace is no good.
Radar should be going off in his head. No good. No good.
He got the message, William. He's folded. Heads up to the turn. Negreanu will need to see a club to improve here.
Bonyadi wants to see anything but a club.
It is a club. Negreanu has the nut flush. Bonyadi goes behind and will need the board to pair on the river. That's assuming he continues here. He might be done with that set of 10s now the flush appeared.
Daniel overcalled on the flop. That means he had something he liked, and a lot of that's going to be a flush draw. Bonyadi should be very wary of Negreanu hitting this turn card.
$13,000.
Doesn't slow Bonyadi down at all. He's not worried about these clubs. He put 13,000 in the pot over to Negreanu, who has the nut flush. And he is counting out chips. He wants to know how much he has behind this 13. There are already 36,000 chips in this pot. This is more chips than you start the day with. And now it looks like Negreanu's taking a page out of Bonyadi's playbook and going to Hollywood.
He's moved all in, and that would put Bonyadi all in. He has the slightly shorter stack.
Bonyadi cannot be happy about this, but he's fairly committed after throwing in 13,000 already with a set. He should have strongly considered checking this turn card. Daniel Negreanu just overcalled the flop. That's going to be a lot of flush draws in his range. If he did happen to have that other set out there with the pocket sixes, he would have just re-raised again and gotten it all in on the flop. So Daniel's most likely hand is something like clubs, 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 Bonyadi. He has the flush. There's 68,000 in there, and Bonyadi only has pennies left.
And he makes the call and sees that Daniel has ace jack of clubs. It's the nut
I thought
flush.
you had a set of 10s. That's really what I thought. Had to have a set there, I guess.
Farzad is the all-in player with trip.
Once you bet it, you couldn't throw it away.
And ace check of clubs in the hand for Daniel.
If the board doesn't pair on the river, Bonyadi's out.
I have a shot.
Huh?
I still have a shot.
No, yeah, I mean, it's not over.
Never over until the river card is dealt.
Plenty of 7s.
I can play short chips anyway.
You don't like playing short stack?
No.
Okay, neither do I. So.
And let's see the river card.
The river does not pair the board. Bonyadi's eliminated.
And Negreanu's back on the uptick.
Sick flop.
Pot of 80,600.
Oh well. I'll promise to do something good with your chips.
Jake Cody also dreaming of the double. He's raising under the gun with threes. Raffaele Sorrentino has queens.
I think given stack sizes, you should be 3-betting here.
Sorrentino just calls.
It's like talking openly about your house party at the office. It invites way too many lames to come along for the ride.
Sebastian Paoli, the chip leader, with ace-9 in the small blind.
Specifically the blinds.
He calls.
65.
Art Corrin also has ace-9. Looks like he's calling from the big blind. This is another 4-way pot.
Well, the aces are blocking some of the outs against queens, so this might not go so badly for Raphael.
Wow, top set for Sorrentino. Nut flush draw for Paoli. He checks. Corrin checks. No c-bet from Jake.
A lot of folks are going to be tempted to check their sets, but no, don't. Just don't. Raffaele, cool but crude.
He bets 145,000.
Sebastian Paoli is a party dude. He's got the perfect semi-bluff raising hand, should he so choose.
Looks like he does choose. He raises to 400,000. Corrin and Cody fold.
All in.
Sorrentino shoves. And Paoli calls. Sorrentino, a 3-1 favorite to double up. Just has to fade a spade. 8 cards in the deck he doesn't want to see on the river.
Paoli hoping to keep riding that hot streak.
It's a spade! Paoli just can't lose a hand!
Now that is pretty brutal, but I would like to add that if he had 3-bet pre-flop, you know what, I'm not going to say it. Okay, I have to say it. If he had 3-bet pre-flop, Paoli doesn't play the hand. I'm sorry, but it's out there now.
Action's been folded to Cornuth.
No, you missed it. Jesus Christ.
Noah!
Chance raising it up with 6s from the hijack. King 7 suited for Juan Martin Pastor in the small blind.
Well, I don't think we're going to see homeboy call too often here. It's a fine hand to 3-bet.
There is the re-raise to 140,000. Sham folds the big.
How much do you start the hand with?
1.1.
Okay, thank you.
They're both deep enough. Chance can call.
He calls. In position.
Got anything yet?
Maybe.
Well, he does now. Nut flush draw. And Chance has flop bottom set.
Juan's just got the biggest draw imaginable. Okay, maybe not exactly, but it's a big draw.
C-bet coming. 105,000.
Know what the cards are? I like a raise here, but Chance is actually good at poker, so he'll probably just call so he doesn't fold out Pastor's air balls right away.
Sure enough, just a call. The turn is the 3 of clubs. That is the nut flush for Pastor.
And if he bet the flop, he is betting the turn.
Going for value, 215,000.
Now, even though we know he's behind, I think there's a shot Chance raises this. Pastor doesn't have much left behind, and he doesn't want to give free equity to single club hands.
He just calls once again. The river, the 9 of hearts.
Pastor's got one move here.
All in. All in.
Shoves for 589,000 into a pot of 965k.
I don't think I can fold this.
I don't think he can fold this.
I don't think I should.
I know the cards, and I barely think he should.
There's the call.
Huge pot, just huge.
A massive double up for one Martin Pastor.